And pro-Russian protesters stormed government buildings in eastern Ukraine over the weekend. The activists are demanding that referendums be held on joining Russia. Ukraine's prime minister is accusing Russia of sowing unrest in his country as an excuse to send in its troops. Hundreds of pro-Russia demonstrators tussled with police in eastern Ukraine following a day of disruption in major cities across the region. Protesters pelted government buildings with eggs, stones, and smoke grenades. Gunmen also occupied a security services building in the city of Luhansk. Demonstrators stormed government buildings demanding that referendums be held to give them the option to join Russia. The unrest comes with the economy in tatters after decades of mismanagement and government theft. Adding fuel to the fire, Russian troops have been massing on Ukraine's borders for weeks, some of the same forces who earlier seized the Black Sea peninsula of Crimea. On Fox News Sunday, General Michael Hayden spoke about Russian President Vladimir Putin and the crisis in Crimea.
I think he's gotten what he needs internally, politically, for his image, for his poll ratings, frankly. I think those troops along the border are his table stakes to keep pressure on the Ukraine, to make, for example, our Secretary of State change his travel plans and go back to Europe to meet with Foreign Minister Lavrov. They could take the Ukraine, the eastern part of the Ukraine, in 3 to 4 days. Keeping it is another matter.
Ukraine's prime minister said Russia is trying to dismember his country by plotting seizures of government buildings in eastern regions.
Now there remains a radical circle of people, about 1,000 to 1,500 in each region, who speak with a specific Russian accent, who coordinate their actions with special groups from foreign countries. And yesterday they caused unrest by seizing administrative buildings and destabilizing the situation.
He says Russia helped orchestrate the occupations to create an excuse for a full-out invasion, to punish Ukraine for ousting its Moscow-backed president, Viktor Yanukovych, and its decision to seek a political and economic alliance with the West.
Data stating that the Russian Federation pulled back their troops from the Ukrainian border is just them pretending that they sort of pulled out their troops. In fact, their troops are now 30 kilometers away from the Ukrainian border.
Meanwhile, Russia has been pushing for a plan to federalize Ukraine to break up the country into regions with broad independent powers.